If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please consider hitting the like button. It really does help the video out, even if I don't deserve it because I'm terrible at video games. And if you want to follow me on Twitter for absolutely no reason, the link for that is down below. If you do need any coins, head over to u7buystore.com. Use the code TVM at checkout for a discount. The link is in the description. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Brentford Save. We have both legs against Dortmund to play, and in between those, I just played Chelsea and beaten them 2-0. Pretty straightforward game, actually. It was just a case of when we could score. They incidentally got someone sent off after we scored the first one. Kondogbia scored a header from outside the area to make it 2-0 and to kill the game off. Chelsea aren't competing with us for a position, but we need every help, or every little bit of help we can get. No face cam for the first, well, actually no, for all of it, because I had a booster yesterday and I feel a little bit horrendous. So, just going to forego that for today, but we will be back with it tomorrow. The team that will play Dortmund then. It's attacking. We are away from home. My thought process here is we have Bellingham, which we bought from them. Haaland went to Man City. They don't have an awful lot of talent left. Let's go for it. Now, this is the team. I mean, they still have Makoko. They have Emre Can. Eggestein, I think, is he from Werder Bremen? Griffo, who we sold them for a large amount of money, is on the bench. He's still very good, by the way. They do have some decent players in there, but not the powerhouses. So, this is how they line up. It's not really that defensive, but, you know, you've got to be wary of them. But we are playing so well right now. I am confident. Okay, so they've got a highlight 9 minutes in. We've already had one. Oh, right, referee's got over. That, to me, looked like it could be offside. Let's just encourage anyway, regardless of whether this is disallowed or not. It looked a little bit off. It's not. Brilliant. What a start to the Champions League quarter-final. Doniel Malen, I mean, the keeper's beaten at his near post, which is fair enough. It's a good effort, but I don't know. Let's have a little look at this. I mean, how the hell can you tell? I don't even know which one Malen is. I'd have to go back again. Okay, so we have a corner. Please. This is our, fourth corner. Finally, Sesko puts it in. We've been pummeling them. They have been non-existent since they scored. I'm actually surprised it's taken us that long to get a goal. I'm going to cut this down a little bit because I feel like the second leg will take a long time. We'll have to discuss the game in between as well, of course. But 1-1. We are back out for the second half. I didn't make any changes. I didn't really feel like there was a need to. We have a corner again. We've had so many corners in this game. It's nodded down to Adeyemi. Referee doesn't want to know, and it's gone in. It will count. Adeyemi with a tap-in. That looked intentional from Sesko, the nod across goal. So, ball's played in. Yeah, he nods it across to Adeyemi. And that is something that has been happening in this team a lot, but it's normally Sesko back post. But Adeyemi this time is the one to tap it in. 2-1 up then, away from home. We've nicked the ball again. Here goes Adeyemi. Doesn't really have a fast runner with him. Sesko's not a slouch by any stretch, but that's gone wayward to the goalkeeper. I recognise that goalkeeper actually from Dr. Benji's Glory Hunter save. Our team's very similar actually because we have Adeyemi, Sesko and someone else, Rafinha. I think maybe a couple of other players as well if you watch him. I think he's moved now though. But either way, edge of the area, Bellingham against his old club. What the hell is that lag? Ball played out. Oof. I mean, there was a little bit of a lag spike in there. I have no idea what's going on. Let's see if we can change something around here. But I mean, we're fit enough. Let's just praise. We are 2-1 up. Let's just build morale. We do have Man City in between these two legs. Now I think it's going to have to be a case of bring someone off. I don't want to change it, if I'm honest, but we do have to look at the league because it's still on. So I think Diaz to come on for Sesko. Swap those two around. Then swap those two around because I trust Adeyemi on his weaker side more than Rafinha. Talisman Magno is going to come off. Palmer will play because Palmer can't actually play against Man City anyway because he'll be ineligible. I think that'll do for now. They've got a highlight here. It's gone up for a corner. And who's going to take their corner? Nope. Never mind. Not going to get to see it. Free kick comes in. And it's a save from Livakovic. It was Griffo. He can score from free kicks. He is a very good dead ball specialist. And I've said that. And he's about to take their corner. It's an outswinger. It's cleared by Osifo, I think. Come out to Adley. And they have a bit more of the ball. Not referee. The referee doesn't control the highlights. The highlight is over. Let's see what else we can do. We got one more sub. Even though we're winning and I want to keep it that way, I do have an eye on Man City. So I really do need to make sure that we're resting everyone. I will go in and rest every single player possible at the end of this. Ball played in, and it's stubbed in by Palmer. Well, he's not known for his goal-scoring prowess. Let's just praise the boys, regardless whether... it will be given. The referee's not going to look at it. So that came out of nowhere. Bastoni on for Barisic. Little nod down from Diaz is nice. It's neat. Good ball in from Rafinha, nodded down by the striker, and there is Palmer to just toe poke it home, and that's going to count. And so long as we can keep it this way, we are going to take a 3-1 advantage back home. Look at the state of that, by the way. We've got a 3xg. We've got so many shots. We're creating so many chances. Ball played over the top here. We are going to be a little bit on the tired side. I really hope we don't concede again, because if we do, it's just going to put a little bit of doubt in our minds. Emre Can now playing right side. He was a left back at the start of the game for some reason. We've got it clear. Here goes Adeyemi. He's got all that space to run into. He's no slouch. He will power through. He's on his wrong side, though. He's left-footed. Tries to play the ball in. It's hit the top of the crossbar. There's no one there to Divock Origi that into the back of the net, unfortunately. And Dortmund live to fight another day. Emre Can just smashing it clear. We are approaching the end of this game. I'm going to leave it, I'm not going to touch anything. I was going to say in hope that we could get another goal, but 3-1 away from home, and it was a dominant performance, not necessarily in the way of possession or anything, but we played very, very well. You have to be happy with a performance like that. So, the team that we're going to use to face Dortmund in the second leg at home, we're not going defensive. I'm not going to try and do what we did to Arsenal. Or did we do it against Arsenal? No, it was Roma. Against Roma, we went out in the second leg because we were 3-0 up. We went out in the second leg and we used this system. Could do that, but not going to. We are home. I'm confident. The team is relatively unchanged. I can't remember the team I played in the first leg because it's been quite a while, but I think it's kind of the same. Godfrey has now become second string to Osifo, who is very quick, although apparently declining, and has some really nice defensive stats, can play wide centre-back better than anyone in the team. Well, I say that. Nianzou is by far my best centre-back. He is a wide centre-back genius, and he's worth a lot of money. He's only 22. What a little player this is. I say little, he's like much bigger than I am. Anyway, Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham in the middle, Barisic, Cancelo who comes in, who didn't play against Man City, much to his disappointment, but he wasn't quite fit, and Mbabu was, and I had more of an eye on this one than I did Man City. Rafinha, Talisman Magno are the wingers, Adeyemi and Sesko up front, because, as you can see now that my face cam isn't there, Firmino is still injured. He is back in 1 to 5 days. If we can make it through this, he will be fit for the semi-final against someone. So let's go back, because I'm bound to slip up with regards to the Man City result. I was going to leave it till the end and just talk you through it, but we might as well go do it now. Real Madrid are 2-1 up against Bayern München, and then where we go back again, Man United 3-0 up against Leipzig. Paris Saint-Germain have absolutely decimated Feyenoord with no surprise to anyone. I mean, that was always going to happen. I am a little bit surprised by the Man United result, if I'm honest. Leipzig are a decent team, and we don't struggle against Man United anywhere near as much as we used to, so I am a little bit surprised that I wasn't closer. Who knows what will happen in the second leg. Schedule, as you can see, beat Dortmund 3-1, beat Manchester City 3-1. We were helped tremendously by Haaland not being on the field and Jack Grealish gifting us an own goal. Now, of course, he didn't mean to do that, but it was a shot from Bastoni on the edge of the area, and then Grealish went to block it and just poked it into his own net. It doesn't happen that often in my experience with FM, own goals, but it has happened this time. So we've come through two of the most difficult games that we face before the end of the season. So we've beaten Chelsea 2-0 and we beat Man City 3-1. And to be honest, we went 3-0 up and we were quite comfortable. As soon as we conceded that goal to Raheem Sterling, who it was a bit of a mistake in the defence, to be fair. He got a little bit lucky and then he scored. It was a good finish, but still, I went completely defensive and shut them down. And obviously gave me a chance to rest players for today, which we are fully fit for, by the way. Watford and West Ham, like I've said this. Who did I say this against? Leeds. Should be an easy 3 points. Lost. So I'm not going to say it against those two, but I am thinking it. And then we play Liverpool and Spurs, who have basically just bottled fourth and will struggle to actually finish in the European places now as well. It's so close in the league that one defeat can really cost you. And as you can see, it cost Spurs. They lost and they dropped down to... Who did they lose against? Was it Watford or... No, Leeds. Leeds beat them 2-0. A mid-table Leeds, and that cost them. They would have been on 61, which would have put them above Man United, but there they are. We are 8 points adrift of Liverpool with 6 games left. We still have to play them, so we can close that gap down to 5, but we are going to need them to drop even more points. So we are going to need to absolutely batter them so that we knock their confidence so much that we can overtake them. That's literally the only chance we have. Unfortunately, we don't have a game in hand or anything. It's looking unlikely that we'll win the league, but, it's on for second, so who knows. Anyway, I've jibber-jabbered far too much about this. In terms of the subs, and Barber was going to miss out. I don't care about the rest of them. Bentancur, he's all right. He's good, right? He is good. But he just doesn't suit the team as much as I thought he would do. To be fair, he does. He's probably better than Brozovic, if I'm honest, who, by the way, is going in the summer. Haven't, arranged it or anything, but I just don't really get out of him what I thought we were going to get out of him. He's on 120 grand a week. How much did we spend on him? 25 million. How many times has he played? 22. If I played him, he'd probably be decent, but he doesn't like the role I play him in. It's just one of those... Kondogbia has done very well. I'm happy he's come in. But that's going to be the team. Not changed anything in terms of mentality or anything. We are going out there like we do with every game, and we're going to pretend that we're not 3-1 up. The game is 0-0. Their team looks very similar to the one that started the last game. The only difference that I can see off the top of my head is that Adley is no longer starting, and they've brought in Griffo, who we know is a good player. Obviously not good enough to stay at the club. We sold him, but you get the idea. We are going to play a very familiar system. It's the system that we play all the time these days. And Dortmund, who lost their last game, that might have been against us. I'm not sure. Either way, here we go then. Let's get out there. If we can just get an early goal, put the game to bed, I'm not going to shut up shop, but if we can get an early goal and put the game to bed, I will feel very, very happy. And then knowing that we have a good week break before we play Watford is a massive positive, because I've been having to rest players all the time after games. That is a dink, but Nianzou has the pace to clear it. Goalkeeper did not have a clue what was going on there. Yeah, we've had we've had a game every other day or every few days for the last, I don't even know how long, maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks. We've not had any real rest. So it would be nice to have a week's break. Griffo with a corner, in-swinger. Dortmund have started how I would like to have started ourselves. Sesko has one option, but it's going to have to be a massive crossfield ball. Good challenge by what looked like Makoko, who is a striker. We've had slightly more of the ball, not too much. They've had a couple of shots. We've had 1 or 2. They've probed a lot more than we have. They look a little bit more likely, but in the words of the greatest manager of all time, it only takes a second to score a goal. Rafinha down the left-hand side, ball played in, and that is a terrible goalkeeping mistake. You have to blame the keeper there. You cannot blame anyone else. He came for it. He didn't do his job, and he's dropped it to the striker. Sesko lays it off here, gets straight, his positioning takes over, gets straight into the middle. The goalkeeper's just knocked it down to Sesko. You can't blame anyone else. We are 1-0 up 20 minutes in. I like it. I was just about to praise Rafinha, back to Barisic, who's by far our best player this season. He has been absolutely outrageous. Nianzou to Osifo. Don't lose the ball there, and I will give you a new contract. Adiemi to Rafinha. Good ball outside to Barisic. Can he play the killer ball into Thales Magno? Well, it was nearly game, set, and match. If we score another one, it really is game over, regardless of how well they play in the second half. It doesn't really faze me, because there's no way. I'm not going to say it. Ball played in from the corner. Sesko nods it back down to João Cancelo. Bellingham there. Oh, I mean, I kind of would like to see Bellingham score, but I kind of understand why he maybe wouldn't want to, having played for Dortmund for a number of years. We are approaching half-time. We are 4-1 up. We are in control from what I can tell from the stats. And that marks half-time. There's no need for me to rest anyone now. I mean, it would be, obviously, you've got to think long-term injury, but in terms of just fatigue in general, I don't really feel like we need to just take people off. So, let's see if we can maybe get one more goal. I was going to go positive. Barisic with a corner, though. This could be it. Sesko near post. Just wide. I am going to go positive. I don't know. I just feel like we've got this. Touch wood. Please don't jinx me. They've had 2 shots. João Cancelo could do with coming off, and I concur. We don't have Mbabu, so it's going to have to be Kalulu. Could put Godfrey can play there, but Kalulu will come on because he is a better right back. Livakovic is complacent, which is not the word you want to read next to your goalkeeper, but there we are. They've only had 2 shots on target, to be fair, anyway, so had they scored both shots on target, they'd still be losing the tie. Ball played forward, it's aimless, and Barisic picks it up, and he is the guy I trust to bring it forward. He lumps it, and it goes straight to Ginter. Fantastic. Ball forward, Griffo's through on goal, and here we go. It's the start of the comeback. Note Livakovic, who is complacent, apparently has just made a save. To be fair, it was kicked straight at him. Nianzou was just smashed out of play. What is going on? Can we, calm down, concentrate a little bit, please? What am I doing? I want to bring the passing down. Bring the tempo down as well, slightly. Anyone need coming off? Declan Rice could do with maybe a little bit of a break. No need for him to be on. Let's give Brozovic a little run out. Why not? Bellingham can stay on for the full 90. He hasn't played a full 90 minutes for a while, to be fair. Dortmund have what looks like a free kick, edge of the area. It was probably going to be Griffo to take it. It is indeed. And it's in. And that is... What's going on there? What is going on with those 3 players? They're in like blackout kits, because you could see the names on the back as well. They were in like the Dortmund blackout kit, but they played for us. They're still on the pitch. What is going on? See, here, he's not wearing our kit. I believe that's Kalulu. That could be Brozovic. And I believe our goalkeeper is... What has happened there? That's not off-putting at all. We need to not concede 2 now, and we're good, to be fair. If we concede 1, I will really start to panic. I mean, 4-2 up with 15 minutes to go, and they've been pretty woeful. Sesko nicks it. Bellingham knocks it down the line. Thales Magno has men over. Sesko was open. He's not anymore. Magno across, and Adiemi finishes the game. And those... they're really confusing me. But there we go. 5 goals to 2 on aggregate, 2 goals to 1, and I have 1 sub to make. Brozovic has been on for like 5 minutes and he's been booked. Fantastic. We do have a corner. Barisic, Nianzou, Adiemi back post, and that's 3-1 on the day, 6-2 on aggregate. I did say I'd only come back for a goal. Well, we've just scored one, and it literally took 30 seconds after we scored the second of the night. Adiemi again with a little tap in at the back post. And that really is game over now. That brings us to the end of proceedings. 3-1 on the night, 6-2 on aggregate. Are we going to find out who we play in the next round immediately? Or do we have to wait a day? Bayern Munich have knocked out Real Madrid. Casemiro got sent off in the 58th minute, and a goal from Leroy Sané was enough to knock them out. That is bad news bears for them. It's actually a little bit bad news for us as well, because I feel like they are more beatable than Bayern Munich, but it is what it is. We've just been given 9 million for reaching the semi-final of the Champions League. That hasn't really sunk in either. The fact that we've just made it to a... Oh, Christ. The fact that we've just made it to a Champions League semi-final hasn't sunk in, but being absolutely slaughtered by the best team in Germany may give me a sobering thought or 5, because that is not a good draw. They are top of the league. And, I mean, to be fair, right, we brushed Dortmund aside. Let's be honest. They weren't really in contention. They went 1-0 up. Maybe for 20 minutes or so, I thought, oh, this could be difficult. And then we just took complete control and we beat them 6-2 on aggregate. They are some distance from Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are a much better team, clearly, because they are that far clear. However, they've lost to Bayern Munich twice, 2-1, 2-0. It's doable. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's doable. We can win. Maybe. Probably not, but it's doable. What semi-finals? So it's either going to be Man United or Leipzig against PSG. Let's be honest. I mean, no disrespect to 5-0, but no one can come back from 6-0 down against PSG. Well, I say not no one, but not many would manage that. So we'll probably end up having to play PSG in the final if we can surpass Bayern Munich. But that is going to bring us to the end of yet another pretty exciting episode, if I'm honest. Next episode, obviously, we will see the Champions League semi-final first and second leg. I mean, when do we play that? If we play Liverpool anywhere around then. So we play Liverpool, then we go into that. Oh, God. 3 days later, which is not ideal because we need to win both of those games. I might judge the situation, to be honest, because obviously Liverpool are going to have to play 2 games where we play Watford and West Ham. If we drop points against either of those, and if Liverpool don't drop points, I might not throw it, but I might just play a rotated team so that we are completely fit for Bayern Munich. Yeah, maybe. But either way, when we return, you'll see what the league looks like and whether we still have a chance of winning it. And of course, we will play Bayern Munich. If you have enjoyed that episode, do me a favour and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and until the next time, goodbye.